I'll call to order this virtual session of the Board of Pardons. I'll preside over today's public hearing session. The other four board members are also participating, and I'll now just call their names and ask that they acknowledge their presence. We have Attorney General Dave Sunday.
Good afternoon, present.
Corrections expert Harris Gubernick.
Good afternoon, present.
Psychiatrist Dr. John O'Brien.
Good afternoon, present.
And victim representative Marcia Grayson.
Good afternoon, present.
While it may appear that some of the matters during the sessions today are handled quickly, I wish to confirm that as extensive preparation has been done by each member of the board. This afternoon's session will likely last until about 5 o'clock. If you wish to have an agenda, it's available on the Board of Pardons website. We'll first take up under agenda item 2, what are termed calendar cases. There are 4 calendar cases, and there are 3 possible outcomes for these cases. 1, an application is recommended, which means that we are recommending to Governor Shapiro that clemency be granted to an applicant. 2, an application is denied, which means that a recommendation for clemency will not be granted at this time. And 3, the board could vote to hold an application under advisement. This is similar to a continuance and could be done for various reasons if the board is not prepared to vote on a case. I want to stress that the ultimate decision to accept or reject the recommendation of this board is solely at the discretion of the governor. In addition, the governor is not required to act on a recommendation within a specific period of time. So with that said, I'll call the first calendar case to be heard this morning. Craig Henry, and there are 2 folks who I believe want to address the board at this time. The first person being Gardner Henry. Mr. Henry, if you can turn your camera on and unmute yourself, we'll get started.
Hello?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can't, hold on. Okay, start my video. Okay, now I can see you.
Yep, I can see you too. So the floor is yours, sir.
All right, I don't know exactly what to say, but my brother's been in jail for 43 years. And I don't know what a life sentence is. Hello?
Yeah, we're here.
But I truly miss my only live sibling, and I could use him out here in the community with me. I will help him as much as I can. I'm 68. He's 70, going on 71. I'm going on 69, and like I said, that's my only sibling beyond my sister who's impaired, and she's in a health facility right now. I work in 2 health facilities. I own my own house. I have a deep connection with my brother from a young age, and I love him very dearly. And I wish you guys would, share some mercy and let him out.
Thank you, sir, for appearing here today. With that, you're free to go, and we'll move on to the next person.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Craig Smith. If you can unmute yourself and turn your camera on.
You're going to get out of jail free card from Corporal Fairbanks here.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, the floor is yours.
Well, I miss my dad, man. Been a long, long struggle, man, And we all make mistakes, I've been through the system myself. I got myself together. I have 10 kids, I ain't seen my dad in a long, long time, And, the Bible says, if we pray for mistakes, God will handle the situation, man. He's a very good dude. Since he's been in jail, he helped a lot of people. Even in my part of my life, the last 43 years, he's been in jail, man. I just want to see my dad again. That's all. I know people make mistakes. He made a mistake. I made mistakes. And I pray and I'm sorry for that. But he's needed out here. You know, for he don't got long left. He don't got long life left either. So, I know he made a mistake too. I'm not trying to disqualify for what he did. We all human, we make mistakes, but my dad deserved a chance.
Thank
I have
you,
10,
sir.
I have 10 kids. They would love to see him.
Thank you, sir. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, sir.
Well, thank you for appearing here today, and with that, you are free to go.
Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you. I think when Mr. Henry and Mr. Smith are removed, there's another person in this case that we want to hear.
LG, I don't think we have anybody else scheduled for this hearing.
Beverly Wyatt. What?
She's for the last hearing.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
No problem.
No, are you sure about that? Oh, yes, you are. I'm sorry.
Yep.
Thank you. Moving on to the next case, Gary Robinson. There are two speakers in the Robinson case, an Angela Wright and a Rebecca Farrow. Miss Wright, if you can unmute yourself and turn your camera on, we'll get started.
My apologies.
No, perfect. The floor is yours, Miss Wright. You may address the board now.
Okay, good afternoon, members of the board, and I want to thank you for your time today. I'm Angela, Gary's niece, and I would like to tell you all of what he means to me. Excuse me. My uncle has always and continues to be an instrumental and influential force in my life. Not only is he my uncle, he has also been a father to me as well. He has always maintained an upbeat demeanor. Every single time we've talked or visited, a ray of sunshine in spite of his own circumstances. Never complaining, but always asking how we are doing. I remember being excited to go visit him any chance we could when we were younger. What 8-year-old is excited to go to a prison? I was, my cousins were. I remember all the visits with my grandmother, my mother, aunts, and cousins during family days. And as he was moved from facility to facility, we always went as a family. It meant we would be in his presence with his calm demeanor, loving words, and hugs and smiles all around. Anytime Uncle would call the house, my cousins and I would clamor just to talk to him for a few seconds. My children, who are all grown up now, would do the same when they were little. Excited to visit Uncle Gary on our family visits, excited to talk to him whenever he called. Here we are decades later, and Uncle Gary is still a guiding and solid force in my children's lives, giving them life advice and always speaking words of encouragement and uplifting them. My grandmother passed, holding on to hope for his release. His Aunt Emily passed, holding on to that same hope. And my mother also passed, holding on to hope for his release. I don't want to do the same. Now in my mid-50s and Uncle Gary is in his 70s, time is crucial at this stage. After being incarcerated for the past 50 years, the board's vote to grant clemency would be an amazing and a great opportunity for Uncle Gary to come home. He has a solid reentry plan and has the full support of his family, friends, and the community around him. Uncle Gary has housing in place, job offers in place, and we will help guide and supply and support him in whatever he needs to be successful upon release. We can't wait to help him start a new beginning here with us. I would like to just really quickly read a brief statement from his sister, who is recovering from major surgery since yesterday, and she couldn't attend today's hearing. Just quickly. Hello, all. My name is Catherine Tompkins, and I am the youngest sibling of Mr. Gary Robinson. Unfortunately, I am not able to speak to you in person as I'm recovering in the hospital from a major surgery yesterday. I would just like a couple minutes of your time to share my thoughts and prayers for my brother. I am the only sibling left to share any time I have left and Gary has left, as all our family has mostly passed on. It's been a very long time, 50 years, and it is my daily prayer for Gary to come home. I was pregnant with my only child when he went away, and I have also lost him during this time. I desperately want my big brother home, as it's both our prayer to go see our parents, siblings, grandparents, nieces, and nephews, and put flowers on their graves with respect, as Gary has never been able to do this. I understand, as does Gary, that he broke the law and he had to pay for that. His time served speaks for itself, as Gary was and continues to be an exemplary inmate. This is evident by all the support he has received from everyone he has touched during his incarceration. I'm sure you all know Gary's record over these 50 years. It's time he came home to share that positivity with our family. We all need that. His positivity has been unbelievable since day one, and Gary has gone above and beyond to uplift myself and has been, I'm sorry. His positivity has been unbelievable since day one, and Gary has gone above and beyond to uplift myself and the rest of the family during these 50 years. It was only God's grace and mercy that kept him all these years, as he has kept us and the family together from behind the walls of incarceration. I just want to say that I want my brother home. It's not just myself and nieces and nephews it's just myself and nieces and nephews from all our other siblings. I pray that we get the chance to hug, cry, break bread together, and go hand in hand to visit our parents together one time before either of us leave this earth. I need a big brother in my life, even if it is just for a moment. I know we can't undo the past 50 years, but I'll settle for whatever God has got left for us. Thank you for your time. That was from his sister, Catherine Tompkins. And I want to, thank the board for your time as well.
Thank you. Thank you for being here today. Ms. Faro, the floor is yours if you'd like to make a statement.
Yes. Good afternoon, members of the Board of Pardons. My name is Reverend Rebecca Farrow, and Gary Robinson is my first cousin. On Emily, who Angela just mentioned, was my mother, his mother's sister. I'm grateful for this opportunity to speak on his behalf before you. Please consider my comments as a respectful request for commutation of the second-degree life sentence to life on parole. Gary and I are very close over the past almost 50 years. Our family has consistently supported him. I'm not only his cousin, but since 1987, I've been a spiritual mentor to him when I led him to salvation in Jesus Christ. Now, oftentimes, people will appear to embrace the notion of being a Christian, and especially if they're incarcerated, but don't choose to adhere to the principles, although they are free to do so. However, through this lengthy journey, these many years with Gary, I can truly say that God has changed him from the inside out. Gary takes full accountability for his actions that led to his incarceration. He has also learned to forgive himself for poor choices he made early in his life. He also has forgiven the co-defendant. In addition, he has written to Mr. Bulat's family his sincere regret of what took place in 1977. Gary has benefited from the years of rehabilitation counseling, education acquired, and certification as a PA licensed certified peer support specialist. Gary is walking the talk that he shares with other inmates with lesser sentences of how not to become a repeat offender and how to become an asset to the community when they return home. The countless prison visits, the countless prison visits, letters, phone calls, emails, and periodic Bible study via Zoom has been a blessing, not just to Gary, but to our family. My daughters have grew up having a relationship with Gary through our numerous prison visits when we could go in person, letters and phone calls. Gary consistently encouraged them to do the very best in life and college. Now they're all college graduates and have great careers. Over the years, our family members and friends have continued to support Gary by sending letters to former Secretary Trustee, former Governor Wolf, former Lieutenant Governor Fetterman, and the Merit Parole Board. Our consistent connection with him has enabled Gary to maintain hope even after multiple times of not getting the necessary votes. Gary, now 76 years old, has learned the lesson of not taking life for granted, nor the tools of rehabilitation and discipline that the penal system has provided him. His goal upon receiving commutation is about helping others to not make the same mistakes he made by paying it forward to this generation while he still can. In addition, Gary has full wraparound support from his family and a structure by regularly attending church services. Two of us in our family are ordained ministers at two different churches that he's very close to his nephew, and both of our churches are nearby. So going to regular services and midweek Bible study will not be an issue. Regular family fellowships, all to keep him accountable. The more once we have him in our midst and get together on a regular basis, we will be able to help support him and keep him accountable. He has a job offer from the state of PA as a certified peer counselor, a confirmed bakery job offer if need be, and will be in stable community housing after his release. The men and women in our family and our friends are committed to holding Gary accountable as he experiences life outside of prison after all these many years. In addition, Gary has, organized support from the Elsinore Bennu think tank for restorative justice at Duquesne University under the direction of Dr. Rick McCowan. They meet every Friday, either in person or via Zoom. As an attendee, I attended numerous meetings with them over the years. I learned from them that Gary has been a part of the think tank for many years. He is well known, and many commendable things were shared with me about his transformation while being incarcerated. I met several of the think tank members who are returning citizens also, who, like Gary, have learned from their wrong choices and now are paying it forward through their current careers, education, providing training, and community service. They are role models for their families and positive contributors to society. Dr. McCowan and I have had several conversations over the months and years that he's been incarcerated, and he wholeheartedly supports Gary's request for commutation to life on parole and pledge to send letters to the Board of Pardons. The members of the think tank will also keep Gary accountable to be a productive returning citizen once he is granted commutation. I'm making a sincere, heartfelt plea that the Board of Pardons will grant a unanimous 5 out of 5 votes to commute Gary's sentence to life on parole. Thank you for the privilege to speak to you today in support of the man that Gary Robinson is today, my beloved cousin. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Farrow. Does the Department of Corrections have anything to add?
Are we on?
Yeah.
Okay, just wanted to make sure there. Mr. Lush, you're gonna go first if you have anything else to add?
Hello, sorry. Our video obviously is not working again.
Okay. Do you have anything you want to add?
Yes, Mr. Mr. Robinson, has been a positive role model. He has continued to work with the youth here. He has continued to work with staff members. He's always volunteering and going above and beyond what is required of him. He has worked in the library, assisting others to become well-versed in things that they need to work on, or he is always available to speak to inmates that are in crisis. Mr. Robinson has also stated numerous times that he continues to put forth a sincere effort to someday achieve commutation so that he may return to the community. And he takes the disappointment as it comes. And he always states that he is going to continue working forward to work on improving himself and helping others so that someday when he gets into the community, he can be a productive individual in the community.
This is Dan Yingling again. I just wanted to add on, I wanted to reiterate my support that I mentioned earlier. And also, this is my first time meeting some of the support system for Mr. Robinson. So if there was a second level to increase support, I myself would be added. It was quite the experience listening to his family members provide the type of support that they would be willing to provide to him if he was granted commutation. So again, I won't reiterate everything I said, but he's been a model inmate here at the facility and has made every attempt here to pay it forward and try to assist others in improving their lives. Thank you for your time today.
Thank you. Thank you all. With that, we're going to move on to the next case.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you. Next case is Daniel Graves. And there are 3 folks who are slated to speak. Cherie Woody, if you can unmute yourself and turn your camera on, we'll get started.
You got it?
Great, I have you. And can you just both identify yourselves for us?
Yes, I'm Cherie Woody.
Okay.
I'm Danielle Ruth.
Thank you. Well, with that, the floor is yours.
The floor is ours. Okay. I wrote this because I can't remember that. Oh, I'm sorry. What happened? We cut out. Are you still there?
We still have, can hear and see you.
Okay, because it went blank on us. Hello, my name is Cherie Woody. I want to say I'm very nervous speaking, especially about someone whom I care about and love dearly. That I may not voice myself right. This is my daughter's father's life, and I am not very articulate. I've known Danny for over 50 years now. We all grew up together in the same area. I was a friend of the family. He and I became close. I loved his kindness and his caring of children. His family always made him the official babysitter. He was great with kids, something that I admired. Danny was always at my house or I was at his. His family, my family loved him. He would help them do everything, help my dad a lot all the time. And my grandmother loved him. She didn't love very many people. Danny's mom always, if I was at her house, always called me into the kitchen. Whenever she was cooking, it said that she was trying to teach me how to cook. So I believe that she liked me also. We were very young men. I am the mother of his daughter. I was pregnant when he was incarcerated. I kept in contact with him through the years and have seen Danny grow. There isn't one time that we spoke or wrote that he didn't express how remorseful he is that a life had been taken. Something he wakes up with, remorse when he closes his eyes and remorse when he will take to his grave with him. Remorseful for the man and for his family and for everyone. Danny has become a man of God. He has found God in incarceration. He teaches wisdom and God's word. He helps other inmates. He is a teacher, a tutor, a helper. He is very active in the church. He also had his own crew of inmates. He taught them how to paint, do the painting and construction. They worked every day, always teaching. I know he would not be a threat to society. He is 75 years old. I've never seen him mean or angry. His support system is very huge. His family, he has family, friends, pastors. He has a job waiting for him with his cousin if he chooses, with Deacon Pifka Stonewall at A1 Painting, amongst other options if needed. Also a plan set up with Mr. and Mrs. Lyons if he chooses. I and his daughter will make sure he gets to wherever he needs to be it church, work, doctors, meetings, whatever he needs. We will participate if needed. I will help with clothing, food, shelter, anything. He can live with us. Whatever he needs, we will provide. We will have, we have three grandchildren. Our grandson passed away in 2020. We have 2 granddaughters, 7 great-grandchildren, all whom he never met. I pray that he gets a chance to meet them. He is 75 years old. He still teaches, he still guides. Please see all that he has become. God bless. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all for being here today.
Can Danielle speak or not?
Oh yeah, if she had something
Okay.
she wanted to add.
Yeah, she did too.
Hi,
Sorry.
hello. My name is Danielle Roos. I'm writing in support of Daniel Graves, inmate AM0633. Daniel Graves is my father. My mom was pregnant with him when this horrible event occurred. First, let me say that I know nothing that I could ever say could ever change the past. However, I would like to deeply apologize to the family who lost their loved one. I'm so very sorry. Sorry.
Go ahead, Sissy, come on.
Okay.
We're late already, come on.
My father has showed a lot of remorse over the years. My father is no longer the 19-year-old boy he once was. In the last 5 decades, he has had a lot of time to reflect on the past. While incarcerated, he has had a lot of accomplishments. Listing them all would take all day. He also attends church faithfully. If released, he will continue to attend church. We all will. With him, my father has a home with us. We have a house full of love for him. My mom and I take care of my daughter's 3 kids, so he will be with all of us. His grandkids will also help him with anything he may need. His great-grandkids will keep him very busy. My mom and I will be his support for anything he will need. He will have clothing and all his essentials he may need. I believe that my father is very remorseful. He has a great heart. Like I said, he's not the 19-year-old that he used to be. Even though my father didn't get the chance to raise me, I know how much my father loves all of us very much. And we all love him as well. He gets very excited when he speaks to us over the video chats. I also receive birthday cards that are handmade. Here's one of them. They are very nice and mean the world to me just because they come from him. The relationship we have may not be ideal, but it's ours. I love my father and I know he loves us. Having him here with us for any amount of time would be a beautiful blessing. I believe that my father has been rehabilitated and would be a great addition to our family as well as to society. We all have his back. He will have everything that he needs. And I would like to say thank you all for your time and for considering my dad for release. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you both for appearing here today. With that, we'll move on to Mr. Tom Lyons.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, yes, I can.
Hello, my name is Tom Lyons. I'm sitting here with my wife, Lauren, and I just want you to know that we will provide our home for Danny to live in as well as any necessary financial support he may need. We have come to know Danny, and he is a genuinely caring person who has always exhibited thoughtfulness for others. My wife, Lauren, and I want a future with Danny whereby he can live the remainder of his life with us and his family as a free man. I will be available to provide any transportation, anything Danny needs, Lauren and I both. We will also provide any funds needed for food, clothing, anything Danny needs. We're here and we are joyful in providing to him. I think, Lauren.
I just want to say that I'm just so thankful that I had a chance to meet Danny, and I was overcome by his faith. I think his faith has sustained him and kept him going all these years, along with his family. And it just was, it's overwhelming to me that this man who's been in prison for 55 years never, ever, ever issued one negative word ever about anything, about his situation or any person. It's amazing to me. He's turned every negative in his life into a positive. And to me, that's a miracle. And he has certainly more overly paid his debt to society. I hope you will consider him for freedom. Both Tom and I really appreciate you having this hearing on his behalf. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Lyons, for being here today. Miss Elaine Salem, Floor is yours.
Thank you. Members of the board, thank you for the opportunity to talk with you this afternoon about Daniel Graves. It's been my honor and privilege to stand here in his place for this public hearing and punctuate the reasons Mr. Graves is ready, prepared, and deserving of commutation. In 1971, Daniel Graves was convicted of murdering 75-year-old Mr. Pateri. I think I said that correctly. And at the time, Danny was 21. Today, he's 75. That represents 54 years of incarceration. And just to give you a little perspective about 1971, it was when the 26th Amendment was passed, changing the voting law from 21 to 18. Apollo 14 landed on the moon. And Marvin Gaye released What's Going On, while Led Zeppelin led us to the Stairway to Heaven. These are just some of the things that happened back in 1971. For those who've known Danny since his childhood, they've seen a young man who struggled to find his way, making choices without consideration of outcome. His daily drinking evolved into full-blown addiction. We know today that decision-making of a 21-year-old lacks the full maturity of brain development that contributes to evolved cognitive and executive functioning. This is not to excuse by any means the actions he took in taking another person's life, but perhaps offers an explanation that contributed to his poor decision-making. During his years of incarceration, Danny has been dedicated to evolving into the best person of himself, a version, in fact, he didn't even know possible when he first entered prison. As with many serving a life sentence, the first few years were a bit bumpy, but once he gained footing, he ventured into the difficult process of taking ownership for the murder of Mr. Pathetri. While he has no memory of what occurred that day, he stands by what the witnesses recounted in court, what the court and jury's decision was, and later what was affirmed by appeal. In taking responsibility, it required he take a hard look at how his crime impacted not just himself, but his family, the community, and of course, most importantly, Mr. Pathetri's family and loved ones. Knowing he would never be able to do undue harms done, he could instead seek redemption. Redemption is not a feeling, nor it's a declaration or even a milestone. It is realized through personal responsibility and growth. It's a pattern of behavior observed over time, grounded in accountability, and compelled by the reality of harm done. No easy task, but Danny was motivated to do whatever he could to redeem, to make amends, to recover personal value and transformation through accountability, effort, and grace. Danny's prison record speaks for itself. His achievement over these many decades reflects redemption as a way of life. He worked hard to educate himself and later others, pursue personal growth, cultivate his faith, reach out to communities often impacted by poverty and instability. He has confronted his past harms, taken responsibility, and has made changes in such a way to earn renewed trust and dignity. Despite his shaky memory of what happened on the day of his crime, he has never forgotten all those he has harmed in such a damaging way. The weight of sorrow that he feels for the life he shattered and the loss imposed on Mr. Pathetri's family. Danny tells me there's no amount of good he can do to repair the harm he has done, but he's dedicated to living his life grounded in faith, trying to do good to repent no matter where he lives, be that prison or hopefully the community. He is committed to being the best version of himself every day. This would not be possible had he not come to grips with his past devastating choices. Redemption assumes the past is real, not erased. It does not pretend that harm doesn't happen. It insists that the future doesn't have to be trapped by it. During his transition from incarceration to a return to his community, he is committed to making responsible and meaningful choices and to seek help if conflicted. Over his years of incarceration, he has confronted his substance abuse, a contributing factor that impacted his poor decision-making and his actions in murdering Mr. Pavatry. He confronted his addiction with available opportunity, therapeutic, and 12-step, as well as seeking penance through his faith. Self-help groups and consistent participation in faith-based practices is the foundation of his sobriety, He is firm in his lifelong path of living a drug and alcohol-free life. It's not easy to maintain relationships when you're incarcerated, especially with a life sentence. Today, Danny enjoys the love and support of his daughter and her mother, as well as lifelong friends, the Lyons, who you've heard from earlier. They, along with other loved ones, including local churches, are committed to support and help Danny with his acclimation and passage into community-based rehabilitation. As you have heard, supporters affirmed their full participation in his reentry process. Leaving prison after 54 years is a mind-blowing beginning. It's hard to recognize not knowing what you don't know. But Danny has cheerleaders in his corner, and he knows that they will serve as devoted mentors who will guide him through the first several months and beyond. His commitment to looking forward to what is likely the last quarter of his life is awe-inspiring and a testament to what one can accomplish even when living behind prison walls. He will carry with him all that he has learned, a man who will always remember his harms, but will strive to live his life with grace and humility. Commutation from his current sentence will open the door for opportunity and giving him a chance for a new beginning. I thank you very much and appreciate your consideration for the commutation of Daniel Graves.
Thank you. At the DOC, do you have anything to add?
Not at this time, sir.
Thank you. With that, we're going to move on to the next case. Rodney Slaughter. Mr. Wyatt, can you hear me? Can you unmute yourself? I can't hear you.
How's that? Are you able to hear?
Yes. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I have you.
Okay.
The floor is yours if you want to proceed with your statement.
Marine veteran and an Army veteran. I served in two branches of the military. I'm now the founder and director of Salute to Service, which is a nonprofit veterans outreach center outside of Philadelphia that provides services and resources to veterans, their families, and community at large. I'm a retired PA veterans representative for the Commonwealth as well. I'm here today to speak in support of Charles Slaughter, also known as Suge, a childhood friend whom I've known for many years. I make this statement with full awareness of the seriousness of the crime for which Charles has been incarcerated, and with deep respect for the life that was tragically lost. Nothing in my statement is meant to diminish that loss or the pain that Charles caused. Rather, it is to offer and provide insight into the person Charles has become after 5 decades of incarceration. Against the odds, Charles has transformed himself and his outlook on life while incarcerated. Prison has given him nearly 50 years to reflect on decisions and actions that led to the tragic death of Mr. Marvin Wyatt. Charles takes full responsibility for his actions and has used those decades in prison not to make excuses, but to pursue accountability, growth, and rehabilitation. At 70 years old, Charles is not the same person he was when he was 21. The impulsive, egotistical young man who made a devastating decision that altered many lives forever. At the time of the offense, Charles was living within a world shaped by persuasive gang violence, which I was a part of as well, that life, and rich belief that survival depended on projecting strength and maintaining control over territory. In that environment, vulnerability was often equated with weakness and violence, which normalized as a means of preserving status, safety, and respect. These distorted social pressures did not justify his inherent actions, but they perhaps help explain how a young man with limited emotional maturity deliberately confronted a group of unarmed individuals in an effort to show that he was not to be challenged. Charles brandished a firearm to intimidate them. When they ran away, he fired a so-called warning shot, believing fatally and irresponsibly that he could frighten without consequence. These decisions caused in the tragic and entirely preventable death of Mr. Marvin Wyatt. Charles has never denied that he instigated or the encounter, or that his actions were reckless, unjustified, and devastating. With the benefit of decades of reflection, Charles has repeatedly acknowledged how deeply flawed and destructive that mindset was, and how profoundly he harmed others, his community, and himself. Over the past 50 years, Charles has consistently worked to improve himself and uplift those around him. He pursued education, developed a strong work ethic, and permanently ended substance use. He actively sought out programs and opportunities to improve his decision-making, personal discipline, and emotional maturity. He has built meaningful, respectful relationships with both staff and fellow incarcerated individuals, and has demonstrated a sustained commitment to positive conduct and personal responsibility. Opportunity to serve community he once harmed. As part of his ongoing process of atonement and accountability, his motivation to be rooted in self-interest, not in self-interest, but in gratitude, humility, and a genuine desire to live the remainder of his life to serve others, to be in service to others. I firmly believe that Charles has used his incarceration as an opportunity for true transformation. He has demonstrated remorse through decades of consistent behavior, personal growth, and commitment to living differently. In my view, he is no longer poses the same risks he once did, and he is capable of contributing positively to the society of the Mantua community he once lived in, if given the opportunity. Me and other civic leaders founded an organization that supports people like Charles. We built a coordinated effort with the legal clinic at Drexel University's law school and other Drexel University programs like the nursing school, the business school, to support deserving returning citizens. Charles was part of the first group of clients we chose to support. Our clients are coming home to a robust reentry and support program. The effort to bring people home had to be rooted in the community because successful reentry into the community depends on not just understanding what a person took from a victim and a family, but what they took from an entire neighborhood. Our organization, founded in 2019, is called the Mantua 5 Commutation and Reentry Support Group, also known as M5. Since our founding, the board recommended and the governor commuted the life sentence of 2 of our original clients, and they are both now thriving. In 2022, M5 welcomed home James Jackson, Mr. James Jackson, okay? Supported James, Mantua 5 has supported James' reentry spiritually and financially. We also supported his daily efforts to navigate SEPTA, helping him get around because being incarcerated all that time, a lot has changed. Secure identification, join a church community, volunteer, and move into his own apartment. Since his relief, Mr. Jackson has served as a mentor to youth in our community and has worked to help others, returning citizens, reacclimate to life in the community. And this is just what we will do for Charles once he is released. We will provide him with all those services, even the services I have at my own organization. I'm the founder and director of a nonprofit, and we have a lot of resources to help returning veterans. So we can apply those same skills and programs and resources to a returning incarcerated individual. I want to thank you for taking the time to consider my perspective and for reviewing the totality of James Slaughter's life, growth, and rehabilitation. I respectfully ask that his record of transformation, accountability, and sincere desire to give back be taken into serious consideration. I thank you so much for this opportunity to speak on his behalf.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for appearing here today. With that, we'll recognize Mr. Lance Williams. Is he on the call? If you can unmute yourself and turn your camera on, we'll get started.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
You asked this board to consider the lives that he has saved with his very story. And I can't speak for anyone else but myself, but he definitely saved my life by sharing his advice because it gave me a new perspective. And with that said, I just, again, thank this board for taking the time to hear me. I will hope and pray for you guys to show Mr. Slaughter some grace. And just thank you for your time. Thank you for hearing me. Thank you for letting me to share my story.
Thank you. Ms. Katz.
Accountability for it. Mr. Slaughter is precisely that person. Thank you so much for your consideration and for the opportunity to speak on his behalf today.
Thank you so much. So with that, we have one other person to be heard in this matter. You all are free to go, and I'm sorry. Is there anything from the Department of Corrections?
Hi, this is Gary Olinger. I'm the programs manager at Phoenix. I'm basically the same age as Mr. Slaughter, and I've known him for a long, long time. One of the things I wanted to say was that he's been working with the youth here, and he's been providing guidance for the young men here, which is unusual for the older men, because most of them want to avoid the trouble of working with the youth. But I don't really need to harp on that because the presentations that were given were pretty much answered the questions I would have presented. The only other thing I want to say as a licensed psychologist, I've known him for a long time. He does not have any mental health issues that would be an issue whatsoever if he were granted commutation.
Thank you. So with that, can you show these folks out, and we'll bring in the last person here.
LG will actually be bringing two people in. Another member of the victim's family logged in today, and we would like to allow her to speak. So we'll have Beverly and Tamika.
Ms. White, if you can unmute yourself and turn your camera on, we'll get started. Get started.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. I just need you to turn your camera on so I can see you.
Okay,
Yep, I got you.
great.
Thank you. So the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you. My brother Marvin, you hear me now?
I can hear you. You can just turn your camera on. Oh, if you have like another window open that for viewing, you might want to take it off, turn it off, so that way there's just not the back.
Okay, one second. Turn one off. My brother Marvin, you hear me now? All right, I turned one off.
Great. You can proceed.
Thank you. My brother Marvin Meyer was 16 years old when he was murdered by Charles Slaughter. And that has been a thorn in my family's side since. Are you still there? Can you hear me?
Yep, we have you. We can hear you.
Okay. So, myself, his daughter, his son who since passed away, my mother who since passed away, my father who's now 94, and my other siblings, we have not had the opportunity to have any life with my brother since he's been taken from us at the age of 16. That's been 50 some odd years ago. I understand and listen to the people who spoke on Mr. Slaughter's behalf just now, and that's fine for him. However, my brother does not have life. He'll never be able to walk the streets. He'll never be able to see his children that he's had since his death. His children had no time with their father. It's great that he's doing things in prison for other people. However, it's a little too late for my brother, and he can never walk this earth again. I'm not sympathetic to what's happening to this man because he put himself in this position. My family and I do not care that he's a great person now, but he wasn't then when he took my brother's life. We all believe that this man should continue his life sentence in prison until his last day on this earth. He took a life, and I believe the judges gave him life in prison, so he should stay there. There are others that are considered better or not better, but have done lesser harm to other people. Maybe they are great to be considered to be released. I'm not sympathetic to his situation. I really do not care, and neither does my family, especially my father, who misses his only son, and my siblings, and his daughter, and his son who since passed away. Mr. Slaughter has caused so much harm to our family by the death and the murder of my brother, my only brother, my mother's only son, my father's only son. We'll never have this life that he should have had with his children. He'll never see that, and they'll never have his father. So releasing him or giving him pardon or giving him probation or whatever the courts are deeming to do at this time, I appreciate it that they do not, and that they continue to keep him incarcerated again until he is no longer with us. I just wanted to mention that my family and I do not agree with the court allowing this man to be released. So please, if your honors choose to hear what we feel, the pain that's been suffering in our lives due to my brother's death, due to the murder that was caused by Charles Slaughter of my brother, we just don't want him out here. I'm sure he has turned around. That's great for him. He's living and breathing, and my brother is not. So whatever you choose to do, I pray you listen to the family, consider the family's emotions, feelings, and what we're having gone through since the death and murder of my brother Marvin Wyatt. Thank you for this time.
Make a statement now is the time. We can't hear you. I see you talking, but you're muted.
Can you hear me?
I can't hear you.
All right. So my father, Marvin,
Are you driving? I don't want you to like hurt yourself operating.
I'm not.
Okay.
No, I'm not. I'm
Okay.
good.
Okay.
I got it on Bluetooth, so I'm fine.
Okay.
My father was taken from us, well, taken from me for sure. 3 months old. My brother had a hard time with it. Unfortunately, my brother unalived himself in 2019. You know, he had a hard time not having his father in his life as well. I had a hard time not having my father in my life as well. And, you know, just the things that growing up without a father and, you know, just hearing the stories and the things of my mother telling me about how my father used to come and get me on his bike as a kid just to come wash my hair and things like that. I never got to see or feel any of those things as a toddler or a teenager or any of those things. And I have no kind of, you know, feelings for that man, not because I don't know him, but however, the unmitigated goal for him to even want clemency after taking a life. So no, I don't have a father. I don't have the luxury of being able to go say my father is a grandfather. He has grandkids out here that would never know they a grandfather, and he wants to come out because he's done well. No, absolutely not. Absolutely, I'm totally against it. My brother, if he was here, he would be totally against it. And I know my aunts and them are totally against it as well. And my grandmother, if she was still here, she'd be totally against it. And I know for sure my grandfather's totally against it. That's my father. That was my mother's. My mother loved my father to the point where my mother literally was never right after my father's death. My mother went into a mental state of depression. My mother literally took her life in 2010, still dealing and thinking about and talking about my father. So yeah, no, just too much going on with how his actions have disrupted my entire family. So as his only living daughter, absolutely not. I'm totally against it.
Thank you. Thank you. With that, you're free to go, and we will move on to the next case.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. We're going to jump back up to the Department of Corrections from, I think, Laurel Highlands for a statement on Mr. Henry. Does the Department of Corrections have a statement that they'd like to make?
Sorry, I was unaware that you were waiting on me.
That's okay.
And Mr. Henry was obviously anxiety-ridden during his interview today. However, his presentation within the facility has remained consistent for over a decade now. He's viewed as a mentor by other inmates and a model inmate by staff. He has successfully completed all therapeutic programming. He has been recommended based on his assessment scores and is an active volunteer in the chapel and dog program. He's excelled at continuing his education and continues to give back to the community within the facility. And the facility would just like to reiterate that we continue to support him and feel strongly that he is able at this point to rejoin society successfully.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. With that, we're going to break for a brief executive session and then return for a public vote.
Presiding.
I call to order this virtual session on the Board of Pardons. We'll first take up under agenda item 4, the public vote on the 4 calendar cases that have been heard today. So with that, Madam Secretary, you can begin the process of recording the vote.
Thank you, Governor. In the matter of Craig E. Henry, Ms. Grayson.
No.
Dr. O'Brien.
No.
Mr. Gubernick.
No.
General Sunday.
No.
Governor Davis.
No.
Application denied. Gary A. Robinson, Ms. Grayson.
No.
Dr. O'Brien.
No.
Mr. Gubernick.
No.
General Sunday.
No.
Governor Davis.
No.
Application denied. Daniel L. Graves, Ms. Grayson.
No.
Dr. O'Brien.
No.
Mr. Gubernick.
No.
General Sunday.
No.
Governor Davis.
No.
Application denied. Charles W. Slaughter, Ms. Grayson.
No.
Dr. O'Brien.
No.
Mr. Gubernick.
Yes.
General Sunday.
No.
Governor Davis.
Yes.
Application denied. Governor, this concludes the February 19th, 2026 session of the Pennsylvania Board of Pardons.
Thank you. Is there any old business?
No, Governor.
Any new business?
No, Governor. I turn the floor back to you and board members for comments and adjournment.
Any comments from board members?
No.
No.
No. Thank you. With that, we stand adjourned. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.